Because he directed the well-remembered 1986 movie Stand By Me, which deals with growing up in the 1950s, people tried to pigeonhole Rob Reiner's recent movie Flipped as a companion piece. While there are similarities, the movies are completely different in tone and purpose. Flipped also has a unique point of view, which is to say, two opposite points of view. Bryce first meets Julie when his family moves across the street from her, and they're both in the second grade.
I couldn't believe it. There I was, holding hands with this strange girl. How did I get into this mess?
She's immediately attracted to him, but the feeling isn't mutual. And that's what makes Flipped so unusual. We experience every episode from each kid's perspective.
So I chased after him to see if we could play a little before he got trapped inside. The next thing I know, he's holding my hand and looking right into my eyes. My heart stopped.
When we pick up the story 6 years later, little has changed, except Julie becomes disillusioned with her longtime crush, and Bryce begins to question why, if he can't stand the girl, she still gets under his skin. We learn a lot about these youngsters by getting to know their families.
Oh, there he is. The bricklayer thinks he's a painter. That truck's not ugly enough in real life. He's got to make a painting of it?
No, he does landscapes. Sells them at the county fair. People say they're beautiful.
Landscapes? Let me tell you something. The world would have a lot more beauty in it if he'd do a little landscaping on that piece of crap he calls a yard.
I feel bad for his wife. She married a dreamer. Because of that, one of the two of them will always be unhappy.
Bryce's upwardly mobile parents are played by Rebecca De Mornay and Anthony Edwards, who seems particularly insensitive, while Julie's parents, played by Aidan Quinn and Penelope Ann Miller, substitute love for the material things they can't afford. And it shows.
Is that it?
That's the embryo.
Wow. It looks like a bean. It does. Let's try the other ones.
Suddenly it felt real. All the eggs were alive. They were like little bean babies inside every one.
Rob Reiner and Andrew Scheinman adapted the popular juvenile novel by Wendelin van Dranen, and while it's meant as light entertainment, it's built on a foundation of truisms we can all relate to about life and love.
What's going on with you and Bryce Lasky?
What do you mean? Nothing.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Why would you even think that?
No reason. Just that you talk about him all the time?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
At a screening I attended, Reiner explained that he and his screenwriting partner decided to shift the story's time frame from the present day to the late 50s and 60s, not just because it's when they grew up, but because it removed distractions like texting and Facebook from the equation. I think it was a smart move. Flipped is a very likable movie. And if you happen to recognize the name of the street where the two families live, Bonnie Meadow, that's where the Petries lived in the Dick Van Dyke Show, created by Rob Reiner's father, Carl Reiner.